Paul was a Pharisaical believer in Jesus. Okay, I said that to be deliberately provocative. We Christians need to think more carefully about the language that we use. And the term Pharisaical is a case in point. Pharisees are not just figures from the ancient past. They're revered as the great sages of Jewish history. They're understood as the font out of which rabbinic Judaism sprang. They're celebrated and honored as great rabbis. They left their mark forever on Jewish tradition. It can't be stressed enough then how jarring it is for Jews to hear Christians use the term Pharisaical as an insult, as a slur. In Christian circles, the term is thrown around to refer to vices like hypocrisy, legalism, and spiritual rigidity. Now, some might say, well, that's because the Pharisees are evil in the New Testament. But that's honestly misleading. That's overstating the evidence. Yes, Jesus has conflicts with Pharisees, and he does criticize them at times for not living up to their teaching. But he also criticizes other people as well, including his own disciples. Frankly, Jesus' own disciples don't come off all that well in the New Testament. Peter betrays Jesus in his most desperate hour. Earlier in the gospel, Jesus even refers to Peter as Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Another disciple betrays him. Other disciples completely ignore his teaching on love and are focused instead on acquiring the best seats in the kingdom. Jesus' disciples don't live up to their master's teaching. They're also hypocritical. Are we seriously going to isolate the Pharisees as the unique example, as the model of hypocrisy? Paul says love is patient and kind. It is not arrogant or rude. It's simply not charitable to our Jewish friends to use Pharisee or Pharisaical as a slur, as a pejorative, as a word that essentially reduces the name Pharisee to an insult. By the way, Catholics should be able to relate to this. We hear the term Dark Ages, and we know that there's a rabid anti-Catholic prejudice behind that. What was medieval Europe like before the splendor of the Protestant Reformation? The Dark Ages means it was ignorant, superstitious, replete with scandals. Now, of course, there were ignorant, superstitious people, and there were scandals. But the medieval ages, the Middle Ages, also produced beauty, incredible saints. It involved geniuses in various fields, in art and architecture that still boggles the mind even today. Dark Ages is a Protestant slur on Catholic tradition. We Catholics don't like it. So how do you think Pharisaical is going to go over? I said Paul was a Pharisaical believer in Jesus. I'm going to back that up and talk about how that's true in the New Testament. But got a few more things to say about that. Part 2 coming up.